Good morning, my dear children, and I welcome you all for the online classes of English. In the previous class, we learnt phrases and clauses from the grammar book. I hope you all understood the chapter. And if you have any doubts related to the chapter, not only from the previous class, from any of the classes which I have taken till now, then you can text me or you can call me. You people are already having my WhatsApp number, and I'm very happy that many of you are texting and asking me about your doubts. It shows that you people are able to understanding the things which I am teaching you. So, today we'll start a new chapter from your book Learn Well, that is 3.2, The Barber Talks. Before we proceed with this chapter, let me remind you that from 12th of October, your midterm exams are going to start. This time your paper will be of 40 marks, in which 20 marks will be for MCQ and 20 marks for subjective. Rest details you will get through the PDF or through WhatsApp. The portions which are going to come for English, it's from Learn Well, from chapter 1.1 to 3.2. That is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 3.1 and 3.2. From grammar, first two chapters, the sentence and phrases and clauses. And from activity sheet, sheet 1, 2, 3 and 4. Rest the details you will get through your WhatsApp. So all of you start studying, start preparing for your exams. Okay? Now let's start the chapter. The barber talks. What do you mean by barber? What do you mean by barber? Every boys are going to the barber, no? So what do you mean by barber? A person who cuts men's hair and shaves or trims beards as an occupation is known as a barber. Is it? A person who cuts men's hair and shaves or trims beards as an occupation is known as barber. In Hindi we call them as nai. Is it? And the barber talks means a barber who talks a lot. Mostly the barbers used to talk a lot. Okay, so in this chapter we will learn that how a barber goes on talking with his customer and whatever they are talking. So let's start with reading. Barbers usually talk a lot. They love to talk and talk non-stop. While plying their razor and scissors, they go on relating their tales in which the customer has little interest. The poor customer has to keep listening for fear of the sharp razor, which is all the time so near his neck. So, what is given over here? That barbers usually talks a lot and they love to talk that too non-stop. While plying means what? Using a tool, especially in a skillful way. Barbers they use tool for shaving, for cutting and all. So that is known as plying. So while plying their razors, and what are the tools? Razors, scissors. Okay, so while plying the razors and scissors, they go on relating their tales. Tales means kahani. In Hindi we are saying kahani. So they are going on relating their various kinds of tales in which the customer has little interest. Okay, and the customer is also having little bit interest in whatever the barber is saying. And the poor customer has to keep listening. The poor customer, they has to keep listening to the barber because they cannot do anything. If they will say anything, then what will happen? The barber's razor is nearby their neck or on the head, is it? So it may happen that if you will say to the barber that be quiet, or if you want to reply to the barber, then it may be there that the razor can cut off your skin. Is it? So that's what is given over here, that the poor customer has to keep listening for fear of the sharp razor, which is all the time so near his neck. Second para. A busy newspaper reporter couldn't find time to have a shave for many days. Then one morning he happened to pass by a barber shop and stepped in. There he found the chairs full of customers and had a mind to slip away. But the barber fixed his eyes upon him and said, "You are next." So once what happened? A busy newspaper reporter. He was so busy that he was not getting time for shaving. So one morning what happened? He was going, and nearby from where he was going, he has seen a barber shop over there. So he thought that, okay, on the way I got this shop, so now I have to go and I have to do some shaving or trimming or haircut, whatever. Okay, so he just stepped in. And as he stepped in, what he found over there? The chairs were full of customers. So he thought that, oh my god, too many customers are over here, so I should not have to be here. So what he thought? He slip away from there. That means he thought that I should have move away from here. I shouldn't have to be over here. But as the barber seen him that, okay, one customer is there nearby the door and he is going to get away from my place, so what should I have to do? Then what the barber did? The barber fixed his eyes upon him and said to the customer, he said that, "You are next." Okay, mostly the barbers, the beauticians, they do this kind of thing only. What? They don't want their customer to go away from their shop. Okay, so what they used to say, they know that it's not their turn. Maybe from second number they are doing. Okay, the customer, second customer they are attending, and maybe the person who came just now, that customer's number will be in the 10th one. Then also what they will say that, okay, you are next, come and sit. After this person, you will be the one whom I will be doing the things, whom I will be treating. Like that they used to say, is it? But so after that, what happens? See, the reporter sank into a hard chair nailed to the wall. In a few moments, the customer in the chair got up and the reporter got that seat. "Haircut?" asked the barber. "Shave," said the reporter. The barber enveloped the reporter in a large cloth and with a careless hand spread a great brushful Swedish lather across his mouth. Then he began to talk. So just now I told you that the barber talks a lot, is it? And I told you about the beautician and the barbers. Now what is given over here? That the reporter sank into a hard chair nailed to the wall. Sank means in Hindi it is called as doob gaya. Okay, but the reporter cannot be sanked in the chair, no? Okay, into the chair it's not possible to get the reporter. Okay, now you have to run from here. You have to get inside this chair. It's not possible. So here sank, the meaning of sank here means the barber asks the reporter to sit comfortably into a hard chair, and that chair is nailed to the wall. Nailed means fixed with nails, and the chair was fixed with nails to the wall. And in a few moments the customer in the chair got up. Then what happened? In a very few moments, the customer who was already sitting on the chair, he got up and the reporter got that seat. Then the barber asked the reporter, "Haircut?" The reporter replied, "Shave." Then what happened? See, the barber enveloped the reporter in a large cloth. So what the barber did? He just wrapped the reporter. Wrap means over here, envelope means cover. Covered the reporter with a cloth and very carelessly, you can able to see the picture. See how carelessly he is just putting on that foam on the face of the reporter. So very carelessly he just hand spread a great brushful Swedish lather. Here lather means white foam produced by soap mixed with water. What do you mean by lather? White foam produced by soap mixed with water. So he just carelessly started with the brush putting the lather on the face across the mouth of the reporter. Then he began to talk. And after that, what he did? The barber began to talk. See what they are talking about. Some people have their dead shaved before burying them. So here he's saying that in many of the houses, the peoples they are having a culture and a thinking that before the dead person, the person who died, before the dead person is buried, what we have to do? They should be shaved. Okay, so what is given over here? Some people have their dead shaved before burying them. Burying means dafnana. Okay, once I was sent for to shave a dead man. It was at 706 Pearl Street. Barbers don't much like a job of that kind, although they get $5 to $10 for this work. So what is given over here? That some people have their dead shaved before burying them. This I told you. Once I was sent. Who was sent? The barber. Once the barber was sent for to shave a dead man. And what was the address? It was at 706 Pearl Street. Barbers don't much like a job of that kind. And here the barber is telling that this kind of job mostly the barbers don't like. Although how much money they are getting? They get $5 to $10 for this work. The barber is saying, I started at about 9 at night and found the house quite easily. I had my razor, soap and mug in a little case which I use on such occasions. I knocked at the door and an old man opened the door. His eye fell on my case. So, at what time? At about 9 at night. Okay, 9 o'clock at night. He started for going to this place and very easily, quite easily he got the house also. And what he was having? He was having all the things which is needed for shaving. So, it was razor, soap and mug and that was all kept in a little case. Case means a little type of suitcase. Okay. Which I use on such occasions, which the barber mostly use on this kind of occasions. He went over there, he knocked at the door. You can able to see the picture. See. He went over there, he knocked at the door and an old man opened the door. Okay, so this is the old man who opened the door. An old man opened the door. His eye fell on my case and his eye fell on the barber's case. After that what happened? See. So you have come, he said. So now what this old man said to the barber? So you have come, he said. Go upstairs. After seeing that he is having a case in his hand, he started saying that, okay, you have come. Go upstairs. He is in the front room to your right. And what he said that? The person for whom you came over here, he is in the front room to your right. There's nobody with him. Then he continued that, the old man continued that, nobody is with him. He hasn't any friends or relatives in this town. And he said that he hasn't any friends. He's not having any friend or any other relative in this town. He rented the room only a week ago. And this person, he just rented the room how many days ago? Just a week ago. How long is it since this happened? I asked. Then the barber asked that how long is it since this happened? These all things happened. When these all things happen, how long? Means how much of time that person who has done, the barber might be thinking, no, that okay, this person is died. So how many, what to say? How many hours back he died? Okay, so he was just asking that how long it is since this happened. I asked, the barber asked. About an hour, said the old man. So what the old man is saying that? About an hour, just before few hours. That only about 1 hour before this person got dead. That's what the barber was thinking. Okay. I was glad of that because couples always shave better before they get completely cold. I went into the room and turned up the lamp. The man was laid out on the bed. He was warm yet and had about a week's growth of beard on. I got to work and in about half an hour gave him a nice clean shave. With such a nice shave, the man would have felt fresh if he had been alive. I put my things back into the case, went downstairs, and saw the old man. He is fixed up all right, I said. Who is to pay? Then, what is given over here? That I was glad of that because corpses always shave better before they get completely cold. So here he is saying that I was very glad. Why I was glad? Why the barber was glad? Because corpses. Corpse, what do you mean by corpse? A dead body, especially human being. Okay, corpse means a dead body, especially human being. So here he is saying that the barber is saying I was very glad because the dead body always shaves better before they get completely cold. So he was happy that this person has died just an hour before. So it will be a good thing that the man's body is not completely cold. So I can be able to shave the body easily and smoothly. Then the barber, he went into the room and turned up the lamp. He just put on the lamp. The man was laid out on the bed, and the man for whom the barber came to shave, he was lying on the bed. He was warm yet and had about a week's growth of beard on. And when the barber touched that person's body, the body was warm. And just a week's before, that means just a week's growth of beard was there on his face. I got to work and in about half an hour gave him a nice clean shave. Then the barber started working. He took out all his tools and just in about half an hour he gave him a very nice clean shave to the person who was already dead. With such a nice shave, the man would have felt fresh if he had been alive. Then the barber is saying that if that person who was already dead, if he would have been alive, he would be very happy because I have given him very nice shave. I put my things back into the case, went downstairs and saw the old man. Then he just put back his things in the case, he went downstairs and then he saw the old man. He is fixed up all right. And he said, what he said? He is fixed up all right. Fixed up means repaired. Repaired or prepared properly or decorated. And here decoration won't be there. Here it will be prepared properly. So he is saying that this person, he is fixed up all right. Who is to pay? Now he is asking that who will pay for him? Okay, till here I think everybody understood. Next I will explain you in the next class, the rest part. Don't forget about your portions, okay, and start studying as the exams are nearby. Kindly go through the bookwork very nicely, the chapter, because question answers or unseen passages or whatever will be coming up for the subjective or else for the objective, it will be from inside of the book. Okay, grammar also, it's not necessary that only the bookish grammar I'll give. Everything you people have understood, the sentence, phrases and clauses. So I'll prepare my own sentence and I will be giving you. You people have to use the same rules. You have to follow the same rules which is already taught to you, and then you have to solve out the questions. I hope you all understood, dear children. Thank you.